What's up, George? You're the first one here, man. Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this just don't work without you guys, man. You know, there are some guys that have immense amount of talent, guys that just have it skill-wise. They've got all the talent in the world, but they just don't have it up here. Or maybe they've gotten hit too many times up here and it's just kind of messed with their brain. You look at Antonio Brown, late round draft pick, who seemed like he was the best wide receiver ever. And it just appears like he's lost his effing mind, man. How in the world? You got to think something's loose upstairs. You got to, because this stuff hasn't just gone on over. Love your channel. I appreciate that, Chris. It's going. I tell you what, it's cold. He needs a lot of help. He needs some serious help. But unfortunately, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you actually get some help. And it seems like he's been at war with the Hollywood, Florida Police Department, which is not something you want to do. He got into an incident before where they gave back the money that he had donated to the youth football team and everything else, so they didn't want to be associated with them. And so now there's a moving company that was moving some stuff back to his house, and him and another guy, where the other guy was already arrested. There's an arrest warrant out for him for assault. And of course, there's always three sides to every story. Your side, my side, and somewhere lies the truth in the middle. But the Eagles, love your channel, but the Eagles suck. There's no but there. Love my channel and the Eagles suck. How about that, John? Mike McCarthy, you are 100%. You can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped, who doesn't realize that there's a problem. And that guy has got some real problems. There's a history of problems as far back as the Steelers, but I think without having football and that distraction to keep on the straight and narrow, he is just losing his damn mind. And he'll never play football again. I just don't think that that's ever going to happen. What's going on? He is batshit crazy. That's the best way to describe him. Batshit crazy. So the police are looking for him. It's amazing because I remember how it's funny because whenever somebody becomes available out there, we look at him and say, oh man, that guy can play. We want that guy, man. We put Antonio Brown out there, man. Think about what he's going to do. Philly 500 was going crazy trying to get him. But if you can't make it with the Patriots, then you ain't making it anywhere. He had a great situation with the Steelers and, wanted more money and everything. Got the money, going to the Raiders, and then just kind of did crazy stuff from there. Then you get a chance to go with New England, and maybe if he had had his head on straight and didn't have these issues, maybe you could have got a ring with New England, but you couldn't even get it straight in there. Denial and vandalisms will lead to suicide, and that's something you got to worry about, because you start spiraling out of control. You need somebody there to pick those pieces up. But right now, Drew Rosenhaus has left him as an agent and stuff like this dude is a mess. Yeah, the NFL's not, that's done. It's done. There's just too much, there with him. Shout out Perk Squad. How you doing, man? Well, he's seeking attention. He's going to seek attention all the way to the pen. That's where he's seeking it in there. And see, that's where a lot of times you look at guys like Odell Beckham. And I'm not saying Odell has done anything criminally like some of the stuff that Antonio Brown has done. But see, Odell is another one of those guys that, it's all about me. And see, people say, oh man, let's get Odell Beckham. But you got to look at his numbers. His numbers for Odell and his injuries have been mounting up. It's been years since you've seen him well. And this is a cautionary tale. And I don't mean to put Dez Bryant in this category with Odell Beckham and AB. But see, you have to understand Dez Bryant's attitude on the field, that sometimes he gets a little too fiery. And he wears his emotions on his sleeve. And see, that sometimes can be a problem because sometimes you don't want all the stuff that's going on out there on the Twitterverse. You want that passion and stuff, but you want it in the locker room. You want it with the guys that make a difference. You don't want to become the distraction where people are looking for you, trying to agitate you, knowing we can get under your skin. See, you got to the point where teams understood with Dez Bryant, if Dez Bryant wasn't getting involved in the game, then he all of a sudden just starts losing it. So teams went out and said, we're going to stop Dez Bryant. If we stop Dez Bryant, keep him getting catches, he's going to turn and become our best weapon. And see, that's one of those things that you cannot have on the field. You can't have guys that become a distraction. So it was funny because I had, what's up? He put butts in his seats, until 2014. After that, sorry, Antoine, you can disagree with me or not, but injuries and his lack of skills, he physically was one of the best, strongest receivers in football. He could out-muscle people. He could make up for running bad routes and things because his body would allow him to be able to make, incredible moves and stuff. But after his body started to fail him, after he started having the injuries that started to mount, when you start getting older and slower and can't jump as high, that's when your precision comes in. That's where your skills come in. And he never mastered those skills the way he should have. How's it going, the Vesselman 32? It's doing good, man. I'm just a little tired. I just have not had enough coffee. Dez wants a star like that. Yeah, Dez likes to be the center of attention. I still, it's kind of like Jason Witten said all the right things about coming back. I'm just want to be part of the team. I want to mentor. I don't want to take time from other people. I'll have a limited role, and you thought, okay, if I can get Jason Witten for 25 snaps a game, where he'll be in there being a great blocker and a few, possession catches and things like that, and allow Blake Jarwin to kind of grow, then that's a great thing. He can be a leader in the locker room and so on. But it ended up being that once he was there, it was Jason Witten. He was always a great leader, but Jason Witten didn't come off the field. He was still the top dog. And in some instances, you got to look at that and say, hey, he's making catches, but he's not making big catches down the field that we need. We're getting the 5 and 6 ones. We're not getting the 10 and 12s or the breakaways. And so you were kind of sold a bit of goods. Now, do you honestly believe that Dez Bryant will be happy being the 4th or 5th wide receiver on the team? Really? Really? Antoine Myers, 2017 was when he finally decided, I need to go to a route guru. He was not precise. Here's the thing. You can run a route. There's a difference between running a route and running a precise route. A lot of your stuff in the NFL are timing routes. You're throwing to a spot. You're throwing to a spot. And every time, Dez Bryant might be in a different spot. He might be a little late. He might be a little early. He might be a yard or two deeper. He might be a yard or two short. And when you have a quarterback who is taking a 1, 2, 3 step and throw, and he's throwing to that spot, and you're not in that spot, then there's a difference. And I'm not saying, here's the thing. This worked with Tony Romo because Tony Romo would buy time. Tony Romo was a gunslinger. Tony Romo would make a great play, move out of the way, and all of a sudden I've bought some more time. The routes have broken down, and now I'm throwing to Dez Bryant because now I know he's going to break and he's open. That's different than if you're throwing a West Coast style offense where I am throwing to that spot in the sling, and you've got to be there to catch the ball or it's going to be picked off. That's the difference. And that's where he doesn't fit into the system. Sorry, I mean some almonds here. Yeah, and see, that's where, he wants to come back. Dez is working his ass off. God bless him. He's working his ass off. But understand, 2 years. 2 years off. A lot of things change in 2 years. You don't get better in 2 years. We thought that, oh, okay, Jason Witten, he had a year extra to recover on his body and stuff. What did we get from Jason Witten? We got exactly what we got from Jason Witten. I see ESPN, breaking news. Hollywood police, yeah, ESPN is now breaking. Wow, ESPN's breaking Antonio Brown arrest warrant issue. Wait a minute. Oh, Larry Edwards, stop with the racist stuff because you got to look at Hernandez. Hernandez wasn't a brother, and look what he did. So don't go there with that stuff. See, don't go here with another black man. Stop doing that stuff, man. But here's the thing. Dez has been declining since 2014. 2015 he was injured, 2016 he was injured, 2017 he was injured. ESPN late to the party. That was well. I was uploading my other video, and I've been on for 12 minutes. And think about how much money he had from the Raiders, man. The Raiders were bending over backwards for him. Okay. So you got frostbite in your feet in August. Okay, that's no problem. The helmet issue. Okay, don't come through. Don't want to practice? Okay, we're going to give you a little fine and everything else, and then he goes off on him. It's just like, dude, how many chances are we going to have to try and give you to get you formed? And they just finally said, enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. Aaron Hernandez innocent. Oh my God. Oh yeah, Derek. I've been here and I've literally. Here's what's crazy. I think it's 59 degrees outside here in Miami, which is nothing to complain about. I'm not complaining. But it's been really, really windy. Now temperature is going to actually get warmer tonight as the night goes on. It's going to be like 68 by 7 o'clock tomorrow. It's going to be in the mid 70s tomorrow. But this room is cold. So we turn on the heat and there's no heat. I called downstairs and said, hey, it's really cold in here. We turn on the heat, but it doesn't seem to be working. He's like, yeah, we don't have heat. I said, it's like 59 degrees up in here. Can a brother get some extra blankets? Because it's cold. It's cold. Look, I'm inside wearing a sweatshirt. The cold defeated the heart. Dez is a great receiver, but not worth the money. But remember, the Patriots did not release him until his arrest before they cut bait with him. Okay. I'm just saying that you can't, see, here's the problem. I'm going to tell you, Larry, I don't want to get, unfortunately, whenever you say anything that may be divisive or racial, then of course, then people just lose their mind. But see, here's the thing. Let's say, for example, you being a Dallas Cowboy, you are always in the spotlight. If somebody in the Dallas Cowboys gets busted for weed, it gets blown up. Oh my God, they can't stay off the weed, right? Other guys get busted for weed. No big deal. It doesn't even make a headline. Julian Edelman got drunk, wasted out in California, and ended up jumping on a car and damaging and everything and, screaming at these people, right? Got arrested for that. For vandalism, drunk in public. How much have you heard about that? There was a story about it the very next day for a few minutes and it was done. Julian Edelman also busted for performance PEDs and was suspended 4 games. How much did they talk about that? How much? Not a whole lot, did they? But when you're a Dallas Cowboy, they look at you under the microscope. Now, here's the thing. Here's the problem with Dak Prescott. Because you're the Dak Prescotts of the world. Dak, they look at every single thing. See, for Dak's got to be up here with everything. Other quarterbacks can be here. But because he is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, you have to be up here. You have to be above and beyond, because they will go through and they'll say, oh my God, the pass is right here. His accuracy is an issue. I see other quarterbacks that are throwing behind a guy. Now, a guy will make the pass, the catch, reach out behind and grab the ball and bring it in. So they won't say, boy, that pass was off. Great catch by the receiver. They'll say, oh, the quarterback delivered the ball. If it's on the hands, then it's supposed to be a catch. They make up things to make derogatory about Dak Prescott. He's a dink and dunk. I never heard anybody called a dink and dunk quarterback until they started using him for Dak Prescott. Honestly, have you? Did you hear that? Because I never heard it used on anybody till Dak Prescott, the first one. When the Cowboys offense struggled, they said, well, he's not a franchise quarterback because, well, he can't elevate the people around him. He can't take garbage-ass guys and make them great, right? Alex Smith lived, you're right, Alex Smith lived on that. Got paid, he's still getting paid $23 million for the Redskins and is crippled. When Carson Wentz had worse dink and dunk numbers than Dak Prescott did, what did they say? Oh, well, he doesn't have players around him. He's got nobody to throw to. But didn't you say this guy over here has to have, he needs these guys, But you said a franchise quarterback can elevate, but you didn't say that about Carson Wentz? Dak Prescott has a bad game and, oh man, he's terrible and all that. He turned the ball over. He had a fumble and interception. Aaron Rodgers has 4 in the playoffs and doesn't show up or can't deliver in the end zone against the Eagles, 1st and goal on the 4. They don't say anything. And see, that's the way it is. I don't want to say this, but it's the truth. That's the way it is when you're a black person. You don't get the benefit of the doubt. You get scrutinized a lot more. And just like you came through and said, another black athlete. Yeah, well, there are black athletes that have done some stupid things, but they're not the only athletes that have done some stupid things. This is electric. Are you with Michael? No, Michael's actually at home. And now I'm in Florida. I haven't been around anybody with the flu, so hopefully I don't. Right, Derek, and see, of course, then. Oh, garbage jar. Oh, you can't. So here's the thing. They actually said with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz's numbers are better because he doesn't have guys to throw to. Dak, they said, he can't elevate the people around him. I ever beat Michael. I knocked he balled up on me one time. He got big. And that was the last time, the only time. And so now, yeah, Big Ben looked wanted, convicted twice. But then, of course, Dak gets yards. Oh, those are garbage yards. They don't count. Garbage. It's like, what? I ain't never heard any of them talk about that. Now, let's say you put Jameis Winston underneath the same microscope that you did Dak Prescott. Because you never hear about him, right? 30 touchdown passes, right? He had 30 interceptions. 30 interceptions. Yeah. Yeah, plays better than his stats. Peter Griffin, I'm not going to say that we're Super Bowl. You know what? I'm going to take a wait and see. I'm just going to deal with it as it comes. I'm not going to go out there and put, oh man, no. I'm going to do like I always do. I think we have some people that can be players. I think we got better coaches. I think that we could probably be, I have to see how the schedule is, but I'm going to go back out there like I usually do, about 11-5, and we'll see where we go from that. Right, Kenny, exactly. You never heard it until dink and dong, that garbage. Man, that's just straight garbage time. Oh man, dude, I live with that all the time. I grew up with it, man. I mean, and I don't want to talk about race, but see, for me, I was the first class that was integrated. That's how old I am. If you remember the movie Remember the Titans, while that was going on, I was my first day of elementary school. And being the color that I am, white kids are like, excuse my language, you're a nigger. Black kids, you're light, bright, and damn near white. So it was kind of like I had nobody. So I had double racism. And in the end, you got to get past looking at somebody for their color. Because I know some black people that aren't worth shit. I got some ones that I would die for. I know some white people that aren't worth shit, and I have some ones that I would die for. And you can't look at somebody and say, oh, that's a black person, so they're going to be this, this, and this. Or that's a white person, they're going to be. No, you have to judge each person as an individual. I look at Jet. Jet from Tyler, Texas, former rodeo rider, follower on the channel. He's like my best bud. One of my best buds, I should say. I got so many. Joseph Heatherly. Joseph, all the way from Arizona and things. And you don't look at somebody and say, oh, it's a black guy. No, you can't do that. So understand, Antonio Brown is just a freaking idiot. He's not a black idiot. He's just a freaking idiot. In the same way that Hernandez was just a freaking idiot. Don't go by color on that stuff. All right, Brian, I think that's time. Okay, here's the thing. If he was so great, you think that there would be a lot of teams that would be out there checking him out and bringing him in for workout and things. They're not, okay? I'm sorry, but bringing in Dez, I think at this point is more of a charity bring in than one that's going to be a game changer for your team. No disrespect to Dez. I just don't, coming back from the Achilles tendon tear, 2 years off in football. Sorry. Just don't think it's going to happen. And I still think there's a friction between Dez and Dak. That dynamic, I don't think is a good one. And no, it's not a soda. It's a bubbly. Rollo, tell me about it. It's not like I'd be welcomed at a Klan rally. I mean, come on, we're all in the same boat. Art, how you doing? Sean Henry, I just don't even want that I just don't even want the spectacle. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing too that you got to understand with Dez. The Cowboys in 2018 were going to bring him in for a workout. If you remember when Dez was talking about, yeah, I'm gonna be signing soon. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be, Dez, when you gonna get there? Man, it's coming. And the Cowboys had it set up for him to come in the next week, but then they started seeing like, the fuck, what's going on? Why are you out there talking now? We haven't even brought you in for a workout. And it was like, you know what? Never mind. It's okay. We forgot about that. We know we don't have any wide receivers right now. But nothing's changed. So they decided, you can't keep your mouth shut, we're done. And I think, personally, the best thing that the Dallas Cowboys have done is moving on from everybody who was coaching the Cowboys before. Just go ahead, start over. Let's get rid of the culture of the way it was. We're starting anew. We got a new coach. We're going to let him pick the guys that weren't former Cowboy players or former Cowboy coaches. We're going to bring in people that are all brand new to the situation. So you don't go back and turn back the clock and bring back Dez. You just don't, to me. You just don't. I love that move. They kept Kellen Moore, though. Yeah, they did. But I think he's not really like Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett, who was a former player for the Cowboys, quarterback and everything through the 90s and things. He's still a young, impressionable guy that you can kind of work with. And so I think, you heard, I was actually uploading the video when AB News came in, I said, let me go ahead and do this live stream before I go to bed, because I want to get up about 6 in the morning, make sure I catch the sunrise, and I got to get everything, because we're actually at a hotel tonight. We're actually staying in an Airbnb for the time here, because we have a bunch of people that we're working with and stuff. So we're only here for tonight, thank God, because it's cold as can be. And this place is old. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Damn. Oh, I was uploading because you had Zeke Elliott and Jalen Smith were being quoted at the Pro Bowl. And they were saying that, change maybe is good. We'll miss Jason Garrett, because you know what Jalen Smith said. You knew what to expect. No matter what happened, Jason Garrett was always going to be the same. He was always going to be, even whether it's crazy out there, he's going to be Jason Garrett. I'm going to miss the clap. I'm trying to figure out if he was throwing shade at him. I'm going to miss the clap. Zeke, well, sometimes, it's the only coach I've had in pros, but sometimes change is good. And I think in this case, change is good. I think the fact that everybody's got to come to camp and not know what to expect from the coaches, and that maybe everybody's got to earn what they get, I think is going to be a good thing. I really do. Oh, you're talking about the Seattle game. Oh, see, and that Seattle game was a perfect example of Dez Bryant melting down. It was like, get me the ball, get me the ball, get me the ball. He finally gets the ball, and then he fumbles it. And then he's got his head is just completely out of the game. That was one of those times where, and coaches are to blame on this too. The coaching ended up ruining Dez Bryant. They did not get everything out of him. They should have gotten him running routes, working with route gurus and stuff in his younger years. You knew there was a problem there, but you just let it go. OBF, OB, Fruit Loop too. Maybe he and OG. Oh man, you can see yourself. Who were the original ones? I mean, you're talking about Bob Lilly. You're talking about Randy White. You're talking about Hollywood Henderson, Ed Too Tall Jones, Harvey Martin, Hegman. You're talking about Cliff Harris, Charlie Waters. You're looking at some incredible players on that defense that were just outstanding. Dallas 22. Hey, how you doing, man? Ice H2O, Larry Cole. And Eli, the ringless turnover machine is retiring. He's not ringless. He's got 2 rings. I mean, he's got 2 rings. So you can't say that he wasn't great. He had great defenses. He had incredible defense. Michael Irvin didn't need a coach yet. But see, that's where I think part of the problem with our Cowboys is a lot of them feel like it seems like they're so arrogant that we're the Cowboys, we're something special. Yeah, when you start thinking about Bob Lilly and Jet Pugh and Leroy Jordan, those guys, Mel Renfro, those guys, yeah, they were special. They were a doomsday defense. They didn't name themselves. They went out there and they played. And they earned the right. This group of guys here, not a single one of them on this team have earned that star on that helmet. They're living off of what those guys did in the past. This is where they need to earn the respect because other teams don't respect them. Other teams' quarterbacks come in here and look like Joe Montana. Guys who are like, oh man, that guy, he's a bum. Mitch Trubisky, they should leave him on the side of the road. He comes to Dallas and looks like an all-star, runs roughshod right up the middle on us. So these guys that have been knowing how to deal with Jason Garrett, knowing they can go around him, sitting back fat, no, you need to come to camp not knowing if you got a job and that the shit that you're doing, it's not going to be acceptable. Will McClay was talking about Tristan Hill and, thinking that he's grown and matured. The fact that he was not only allowed to fall asleep in a meeting where you had brought a basketball Isaiah Thomas in to speak, to talk to you about what it took for him to be a champion, the fact that your ass is sleeping there and then show up late to practice lets you know there is no accountability with this team. The fact that I get bits and pieces of it. I didn't see the whole interview. I've been running around. But I get bits and pieces of it, and they understand we got to get Dak signed and that you've got to figure out how to work this money around for all the guys that you have because they realize we have a lot of good players, and that's part of the problem. When you have a lot of good players is trying to keep them, and you can't keep them all. Philly 500, he's getting excited that, maybe Byron Jones might get let go and we can get that guy. But I think that these guys need to start earning their keep. Not that, I had one good year, pay me a whole bunch of money. We need to have these guys, what have you done for me lately? No heat. Well, Bobby, I hope it's at least better. I don't know if they're going to be able to turn it around in 1 year, but then again, devastation. You know what, Art? Until I see something on the field, they don't deserve a name other than trash. That's what they were last year. They were trash. And until they show me something different, they don't deserve it. And we have not, oh my God, 2014, we were second in the NFL in taking the ball away. But since that time, we ain't done shit when it comes to taking football away. I expect to see Dallas be bigger players of free agency. And that's one of those things I think you may be right on that one because it seems like the Cowboys are like, okay, forget the nepotism hires where we just bring in guys who were former Cowboys. We're going to go ahead and do things differently. We just hired all new coaches, and maybe this year we decide we're going to make some changes and try and go all in. That's what I'm thinking as well, too. That's what I really think. I think they're going to go all in on trying to be a player this year. That's possible that he has CTE, chillers. There's definitely something going on there. I haven't even started looking at all the free agent stuff yet. It's right now. I'm dealing with the Super Bowl. After the Super Bowl, we'll start looking at free agents, and then after free agents, we'll start looking at the draft. And I'm tired right now. I have been going so 1,000 miles an hour for the last week. They were supposedly moving some stuff to his house. There was a theft supposedly and assault, theft and assault. Another one of the guys that was with him was arrested already and things, and so there's an arrest warrant out for him. So, stay tuned. We'll find out more later on, but he definitely needs some help. And there may be a lot to that. I think Rod Martinelli's Tampa 2 got old, and then Chris Ashar became the scapegoat. Chris Richard ended up running Rod Martinelli's defense, and I think herein lies the problem because Chris Richard had defenses that had more aggressive players and were more aggressive. And you're trying to have me run your defense, and I can't run it the way I want to run it. And I think that whole conflict and dynamic just was not good. Johnny Clowney in free agency. One, it's going to depend on what defense you run, and two, you've already got. I'd rather hold on to Robert Quinn. Hold on to Robert Quinn. Clowney's had those knee issues in the past, and I'm just not sure about Clowney. That's not going to be a cheap one either. Dez Bryant will play in the XFL. Well, I tell you what, we're going to be at the after I get back on Wednesday. Saturday is going to be the first XFL game in DC. We're going to go here. You'd like to see the Eagles go after Amari Cooper. Boy, you Eagles want everybody from the Cowboys. Wait, Antonio Brown. Go after Antonio Brown? What, you picking up from Rikers? Oh, I'm tired, man. I have not had my coffee, man, and it's killing me. Dak trade for a first and a second round? Okay. Yeah, they wanted him, yeah. Art, I don't have my keto creamer. I don't have any, I haven't had coffee since like 4:30 this morning. So speaking of that, it's almost 10 o'clock and I'm going to go to bed. Yeah, he probably is going to want 12 or 13, but considering you're paying Tyrone Crawford 9.5, 12 for Robert Quinn doesn't sound quite as bad, does it? Yeah, X Factor, we're going to be doing some more stuff tomorrow. We'll be back at the convention center at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be doing some stuff there. I got to be careful, though, because you're not supposed to be showing stuff early. So it's a Jobu Sports exclusive. If you look at the last video I put, I got a couple of shots from over there at the NFL Experience. Sean Henry, good night. I see you changed your profile. Did you change your pic? Because didn't you have the hat on before? I'm looking at it's real tiny here on my looking at my phone. Wait a minute, look. Thought you had a hat on that before, Sean. Dak will accept 34,444. Okay. Not sports related breaking news, but prayers go out. Oh man, not another one, man. This stuff's crazy, man. Yeah, I wish I had a bottle to take some shots. I'll get a bottle tomorrow because, like I said, we gotta get everything that's in here back in the truck. And yeah, here it is. This is crazy. So we got to carry a lot of stuff over to the NFL Experience and things, right? So I'm down here in Miami, right? We're staying at this hotel that's in South Beach just for the night. And so I'm driving a Super Duty F-250, big ass truck, 6-passenger cab, right? And I'm here at the hotel and I pull up in there to park. So there's a Lexus, there's a Ferrari that's got a cover over top of it. There's my truck, and there's a Mercedes-Benz. Like, boy, that's a funny looking picture. But, that's me. I'm just a truck driving man. Richard Dak is not DD. Dak has been far underpaid for 4 years, $4 million. I love how people say it. You should take a home team discount. She's been taking a home team discount for 4 years, man. Purge hot girls, Mark. Yeah. I'm going to sue for that name. Really, dude? How about we sue you for that money that you got paid this year? How about you worry about being the best football player you can instead of being called some damn hot boy. Oh, Lord. Should have known Jason Garrett was going to show up. Now I know for sure it's time to get out of here. All right, guys. I'll see you first thing in the morning. Hopefully I'll have some coffee. I need some coffee bad. I'll see you soon.